Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, this happened last night live while I was on the air doing a Sunday night live broadcast. I want to thank Penny of Virginia for this research. Also, I want to thank Tanya of West Virginia and some of the others last night that broke it to us live on the air. South Korean church mourns this morning after Egypt's bombing. Listen to this. A bombing that killed 3 South Koreans and an Egyptian bus driver on the Sinai Peninsula in Egypt targeted a bus filled with Korean Christians. I repeat, a tour bus full of Korean Christians were murdered as an explosion. 3 of these South Korean Christians are dead. They had saved their life savings for years to come and visit the Holy Land mentioned in the Bible. It was their church's 60th anniversary, and the bus was carrying 33 South Korean Christians, and 3 of them died. You know, I always look at numbers sometimes, not from a numerology standpoint, but from the significance of things that take place. And 33 was, of course, the age of Jesus Christ when he was crucified, and he rose from the dead in 3 days. Well, here we have 33 South Korean Christians that were on the bus that exploded, and 3 of them have died. Also, the Egyptian driver died. The woman working in South Korea's foreign ministry press office, she spoke on condition of anonymity because office rules prevent her, of course, from giving her name to reporters. But 1 church member, 2 South Korean guides, and the Egyptian driver have all died, and 14 others were injured, according to the government and church officials of media reports. The bus was carrying 31 parishioners from a Presbyterian Christian church there in South Korea, and they were attempting to travel from Egypt into Israel as part of their journey as they were visiting the Middle East and the Holy Lands. Very unfortunate. The mother, the lady that died, was a devout Christian. It's just sad. And right now the church, I just seen a picture where the church there in South Korea have gathered, the other members of the church have gathered and are in prayer and are mourning the loss and the catastrophe that has happened. And what you have here, we do not see who's responsible. I mean, I would almost guarantee to you it was the Muslim Brotherhood, and here's why. Because after the fall of Muhammad Morsi, the fierce king, the cruel lord, the radical Islamic Muslim Brotherhood have continued to try to inflict pain on General el-Sisi, the new leader of Egypt, and by trying to tear down his military government. But his military government rose to power because Muhammad Morsi was trying to inflict upon the Egyptian people Sharia law and was destroying that country. Sisi has taken over after 30 million Egyptians protested in the streets for 3 days, and they did it peaceably. El-Sisi said, look, we got to take Muhammad Morsi out of power, give the people back their government, and he is in the process of actually running for its president. He'll probably win. Now, el-Sisi, I'm not saying is a saint, because he just signed a deal with the Russians to let the Russians build a military base on the Mediterranean right across the sea from Israel. And but what he did do was stop the rise of Sharia law. But now the Muslim Brotherhood has continued to fight against el-Sisi's armies. It's been a battle back and forth, but el-Sisi, for the most part, his army of Egyptian military has squelched it, except if there is trouble up there in the Sinai. A lot of trouble with the Muslim Brotherhood that are still hanging out in the Sinai. So I would almost guarantee it was the Muslim Brotherhood, but then again, Hamas is just across the border in Gaza, and you never know how they play a part. So we'll continue to watch what's going on, but this is a way to strike into the heart of Egypt by if you can start blowing up the tourist bus. You keep tourists from coming to Egypt, and that will cripple the Egyptians economically. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. Be praying for these Christians who once again are always the targets of the radical Islamic battles between the Muslim Brotherhood and the Shiites and the Sunnis and the Taliban and the Al-Qaedas and all the different factions of radical Islamists that are plaguing us on the earth. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. Pray for the people that are injured. Pray for the families of those that have died from this tragedy in Egypt. I'll be right back.